Here we have an item that some of my sixth graders struggled with last night. Let's look at what the item says and then try to make sense of it. It says solve using mental math or guess and check strategies. Now, if I were a sixth grade student and I were to approach this type of problem, I would use what I know about inverse operations to answer this one. I know it says use mental math, but I can't bring myself to just say, this is my answer, I came up with it mentally. I'm going to have to describe how mentally I could figure it out. Okay, here's mental math, my way of doing it. What I would do is I would notice that you have a fraction, t over 8 equals 40. Now, what that tells me is we have a division going on. We have a division problem. If you divide t by 8, you will get 40. There will be 40 groups of 8 in t. So if I am dividing t by 8 to get 40, if I want to figure out what t equals, I'm going to multiply 8 by 40. So in my mind, I'm thinking 8 times 4 is 32. But this isn't just 4, this is 40. So I'm going to multiply 32 by 10, and that's going to give me 320. So t is going to be equal to 320. Now, I did use mental math so far as to multiply 40 and 8 in my head mentally. But on this one, I would say what really saved me to help me get the right answer is using inverse operations. I have division here, and so to isolate t, in my mind, I multiplied t over 8 by 8. And so I do that, and the 8s would cancel each other when I multiply, cross cancel. And then I would multiply 40 by 8, and that's how I would get the 320. So that's how I did it. The guess and check strategy on this one, I don't see it working that well unless you were to put a bunch of values up here and divide those values by 8 and keep doing that until you had 40 for your quotient. But I think in this one, inverse operations and doing a little bit of mental math might make it go by neater, maybe not necessarily quicker, but I don't have a lot of scratches here. I just have my t equals 320. All right, now students, and I'm looking at table 4 in particular. Table 4, is that the same answer you all had? You're shaking your head no. What approach did you use to solve that then, table 4? What did you do? Or what did you get for your answer?
We got 5.
You got 5?
Yeah.
Okay. What you did, I can see kids making that mistake. You know that 8 times 5 is 40. But see, if you had 5 in place of t, you're not multiplying 5 by 8, you're dividing 5 by 8. So, yeah, I can see some kids making that error. All right, anybody get t equals 320 besides me? Okay, I see a lot of hands that went up for that. Good job, good job. By the way, if I were random reporter for a group, what score would I deserve, children?
100.
Yeah, I gave a math practice. I showed my process, or I spoke through it. It's really hard to show a process when you're doing mental math, but I think I explained it pretty well, and I gave a correct answer.